Hello, welcome to the podcast of Startup Recruitment Failures. I'm Indra, founder and CEO of JobRely. We're building artificial intelligence for outbound recruitment. And today my guest is Vitor Soares, CEO at Tap My Back. Vitor, could you please introduce yourself and your company?
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for this opportunity. I'm glad to be here. So yeah, I'm Vitor, CEO at Tap My Back. First of all, so I'm based in Lisbon, as Tap My Back is as well. I have a background in economic and finance, but I already founded another startup in the past, a car maintenance marketplace called Easy Repair, which failed as many startups. And then I moved to this already existent startup, HR SaaS company, which is Tap My Back, that was founded in 2014. Actually, even before that, it was created as a tool for marketing agency that was growing pretty fast here in Lisbon. And the leadership team felt that it was important not to forget to recognize the good job that people were doing at the time. They had very good results, very nice traction internally. And then they thought, okay, let's do the spin-off, and more or less at the same time, that company, which is Common, also created a venture builder called Build Up Labs, and so Tap My Back was born initially as an employee recognition tool.
Awesome, very nice. Yeah. So, when talking about recruitment failures, what type of failures you had?
Okay, so in my current experience with Tap My Back and also at Easy Repair, so the companies, Easy Repair didn't grow that much. Tap My Back is still growing, so we are not talking about a lot of full-time employees hirings, but internships wise, which we call boot camps here at Tap My Back, we had a lot of experience with that, because basically, as Tap My Back is part of this venture builder, we have vacancies for boot camps open throughout all the entire year, and for different positions like, marketing, business, growth hacking, developers, design, etc. Everything that a digital startup needs. And yeah, this was a learning process for me and also for the venture builder itself, because a failure for us would be like bringing someone, even an intern with no direct costs, at least for the startup, that doesn't has the curiosity and the will to become maybe an entrepreneur, or at least to learn a lot from the startup type of experience. Someone that is only looking for, adding a new entry on the CV, or just because the student needs to do a mandatory internship during the degree. That normally leads to a failure in recruiting a bootcamper.
And why do you think it is important to have curiosity and willingness to become entrepreneur if it's only an internship, right?
Yeah.
You're just testing out the market.
Yeah, we may think that at the beginning, and that's okay if this is important. If in the end of the internship, let's say after 3 months, that person understands that, okay, this is not for me, I don't like startups actually, that's okay. That's part of the learning process. That's totally okay. That's why also we are doing internships, to discover what you like to do and don't, to have, those experiences. But the thing is, you should be curious, because in a very small team like ours, every new person that comes in, it can be like the CEO, the new CTO, or just an intern. It will have an impact on culture for sure. And we need people to be curious, to be innovative, to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. From 100 out-of-the-box potential solutions, we will only apply maybe or try 5 or 10. That's okay, because we already tried a lot of the other ones. But we need always to have that spirit every single day. That's why it's important that the new intern, even though it's just a very short period of time, we need that kind of mindset. Otherwise, the other people that are already in the team, and also some other interns as well, will think, okay, we just need to, do these tasks that they tell us it's important to do, and we don't need to think in, new ways to grow our audience, or to grow revenue, or to be more efficient, etc.
Okay, so it's very important for the atmosphere basically at
Yeah.
work, and everyone should inspire each other, right?
Exactly.
At work, especially if you are a small team. So, could you share any situation that happened for you with this unsuccessful hire of intern?
Yeah. So I believe that there was this 1 or 2 months, not too long ago, where we said yes to interns coming from abroad, actually to have experience also here in Lisbon, which is great. But our process was not complete when hiring. We received the CV, maybe the cover letter or something like that, but then maybe just one short interview, and we just accepted and they came in. And more or less at the same time, we did more or less the same with a student that needed to have this kind of internship experience to complete the degree. And so it was not only one problem, let's say, because of, well, it was our fault because we didn't went with the entire hiring process as it should, even though it's, again, a very short period of time for an intern. And we ended up having people with lack of curiosity, lack of motivation also to do the business as usual tasks. And of course, that had an impact not only on, another bootcamper or maybe 1 or 2 bootcampers at the time that had potential and the curiosity to do more, but they were affected with those examples for sure. And actually, that also drains in energy from the executive team because we have to say again, okay, you should do this task like that, like I said yesterday, or please look at the Kanban, it's already there, or look at the videos that were already created, or please guys, come on, are you sleeping? Come on, jump with solutions, challenge our ideas or our plan. So yeah, it also drains energy from the C-level team. And in an early stage startup, you need all the energy that you can have and the world around you has. So yeah, I guess that was probably the most difficult situation and times that we had at Tap My Back.
Was it from the very beginning that they just came and were not interested in work at all, or some time passed and you noticed that this is happening?
Hard to say. I believe that in one case was more obvious than in the other ones. Of course, so Tap My Back is not only about recognition, it's also about private feedback. And I tried, to provide that feedback. What's going well, okay, we try to motivate through that channel, but then also, okay, this week or the past week, this and that happened, you need to go more in this direction or that direction. I try to provide written feedback, also real-time feedback, face-to-face feedback, but still I didn't see the evolution towards the right direction from the perspective of the startup. Basically, I think that was the what happened and how it went wrong from our perspective. This is always a matter of perspective, of course, but it's also a learning experience. So right now what we do is, like, besides looking to the CV, besides looking to the cover letter, we also ask by email after receiving the application, okay, right now in this moment of your career or life or early career, why do you think this is a good challenge for you? So then if they don't answer, it's pretty easy to choose. If they answer with a generic text, is because they are looking for something, but not specifically to grow with us. Because this is not only about helping Tap My Back, it's about growth in general. So we want to grow, and we really want that the person that comes also grow. We want to see that we are part of their journey and that we are helping them achieve whatever are their goals. So yeah, it's always a learning process, I guess. And maybe in a year, if we talk again, I have some other failures and some other learnings to share.
Oh yeah, I think it's inevitable. If you want to succeed, you must have failures, at least a few. So now you are asking for the motivation letter, basically, right? To explain their motivation.
Yeah.
But is it? Do you think the motivation should be important as like specifically for your company or in general? Because for young people it's pretty difficult, right, to make the decision whether it is really what I want, or is this company, or maybe it's not about the company, it's just like the area of work, like marketing or sales. So how do you see this?
If it's about the company, it's even better, of course. And sometimes during the interviews, we understand that, okay, they really looked at our websites and put themselves at the shoes of our customers. But, if it's about the startup ecosystem, it's already good for us. And it doesn't need to be one entire page like a cover letter. It can be just one paragraph in an email, but they are doing their pitch about why they really want to have this experience. That can be enough. So it doesn't have to be about the specific startup or company, but what is the challenge, what they want to learn, what they think they will get with this experience.
And these people, are they local or they're coming from?
Yeah, it can be local or also from other places. Basically, in local universities, we have some vacancies there for this type of bootcamp. We have some maybe top 2 universities that we like to work with because we see the track record with past experiences. But we are also open to international programs for the type of overseas internships. There are a lot of programs nowadays that do that, not only in Europe, but also coming from the US, as we had in the past. It can be presential, at the office, even though we are with a hybrid type of workforce. Basically, we come once per week to the office here in Lisbon, but it can also be remote. So it's okay if they are abroad. It really depends on the profile and what they are willing to get, and not so much where they are right now or where they will be.
This is great. Well, I think that for young people, what is very important, of course, first of all, to decide which area to work in, and then again to start preparing for the job interviews, for the recruitment process, because it's inevitable, right? If you want to grow, and usually you're not growing only in one company, you need to get prepared, right? Like how to present your motivation and actually understand your internal motivation yourself, and so on. So I'm really glad to hear that you, even it's an internship, are really working with young people and making them to start writing motivational letters, etc., etc. And do you have any cases that after the internship they stayed at a company? Are you offering them only internship or also a possibility to stay?
Yeah, it really depends on how the company is doing. Not only the company, because as I told you before our interview, we are part of a group.
Yeah.
So imagine, and this is happening right now, actually. So we had this designer that finished the internship with us last week.
Okay.
But in our group, we also have a marketing agency. So they also need designers. And right now, he's being evaluated to be part or not of the group. So of course there are that. It really depends on the opportunities that we can have in the short or near term, or long term, but there is that possibility, of course.
Okay, this is great. Then it's not only internship; it's also a possibility to start your career.
Yeah, and let me add you another thing. It's actually also part of that company of the group, the Command Marketing Agency. Actually, one of the CEOs, they have 2 co-CEOs right now. One of them started as an intern many years ago at the group.
Okay.
So the first job was an intern, and now he's the co-CEO of the agency.
Wow.
So yeah, there is room to grow inside Tap My Back or the Venture Builder or any other company of the group.
This is inspiring. Nice. Okay, and to finalize, what would be your advice or, key insight you would like to share with other startup founders who have to hire?
Yeah, I think the first one will be culture from day one. Think about culture even before you have the product. Like for the co-founding team as well, the most important thing for the co-founding team, if you really think that they are aligned with your idea of culture, that is not only your idea. At the end of the day, it's all the people that is involved is part of the culture. It's not only the CEO or the initial founder, etc. And when you are hiring, of course, I also believe that having diversity is good, but that diversity has somehow to be aligned with your culture at the end of the day. And every new people that you bring will have an impact. So if you have a company with 200 people, the new person will have a small impact.
Yeah.
But if you are an early stage startup or even with less than 20 employees, that new person will have a big impact on your company culture, which can be a good impact if you select well and if you are aligned in terms of values and goals for the startup. So I think that culture and focusing on culture, and also the C-level guys being on the recruitment process and pay attention to that, because what will differentiate your startup from others is not your technology, actually, because technology depends on the people building and selling the technology.
Yeah.
So you really have to focus most of your time on people, co-workers, interns, customers, audience in general. But at the end of the day, it's always about people and emotions as well.
Okay, yeah, of course. I totally agree with you. So thank you, Vitor, so much for your time and sharing your experience.
Thank you.
And thank you to all the listeners. For more podcasts, please visit jobrely.com.